Hello Internet, I'm not me, or at least a clone of their voice, and welcome to the Final Contingency, a new Stellaris NLP where I play as the Not Holding Company, a mega-corporation destined to monopolize the stars. Now let us familiarize ourselves with the Sun System. You might be familiar with it already, but it might be a little different than the last time you've seen it. You can see soil, the former home of our creators, the Sun habitat, our home, Mars, a former planet whose destruction is a mystery to us, and the other miscellaneous planets and planetoids of the system. And of course, there is Holding Station, the pride of the corporation and the station that constructs our ships. And if we zoom out to the galactic map, we can see the surrounding systems, courtesy of our creators and the star maps they left behind. Opening the Species tab, we can see the Tradiarchs, who are habitat-dwelling robots specialized in trading. To summarize, they are good at research, trading, and amenities, but take a long time to assemble and are prone to changing their ethics. And if we look at their rights, it's purely standard with no deviations from the default, although I have my eye on academic privilege. Here we can see the leaders of the Not Holding Company. Andromeda, our CEO, Ibator, the head of our military, called the Not Asset Protection Service, Tracker, head of the Research and Development Department, and Rob Bott, the COO, and head of the Department of Corporate Representation, who ensure the CEOs of the corporations who banded together to form Holding are represented in the corporation. Along with this, we can see that Ibator has developed a specialization in defensive structures, probably as an answer to those who say we should prepare for hostile aliens. There's also the Council, who are the top leaders of Holding, who, as you can see, are working on an agenda of boosting consumer happiness by allowing exploration fever to spread throughout the system. It will help quiet down the exploration nihilists, who say that space exploration will bring the same threat that destroyed the creators to us. Obviously, we won't be listening to them. When it comes to the policies of the corporation, there are a lot of them. Instead of reading out all of them, which you can do yourself, I'm just going to talk about the more interesting ones. Our first contact protocol is proactive since we are interested in alien life, slavery, and purges are illegal. Because the Tradiarchs believe they are unethical and immoral, our military policies emphasize a small but elite force primarily made up of private military companies. Mercenaries who prove themselves loyal and competent receive free repairs for life. Unemployed citizens are supported but not too much. Religions are tolerated but not encouraged. Justice is handled by private police and private courts. Education is subsidized by the Not Holding Company to encourage skilled workers to work for them. Not Holding employees can be conscripted during an emergency. Weapons can be bought by anyone. A low flat tax in the form of a subscription to various essential services exists to fund the corporation. The shareholders have the ability to influence Holding's goals by voting in a style reminiscent of the Estates General. The press is free, and labor rights are limited. Opening Andromeda's ruler foci menu, they decide, going forward, they will use their influence to boost the production of the metal alloys used in space construction, since they will be very useful during their expansion into other stars. And after all that setup, We get to the Knots Vitality Warmech, the science ship piloted by Tracker that will make the first use of the hyperlanes by activating their hyperdrive on board. By the way, Knots stands for Nation of Tradiarch ship. Speaking of ships, let's look at their designs. Currently, they're nothing special, but that will change once we have use of them. While Tracker is on the Vitality Warmech, they are still head of R&D and have to tell each science division what to focus on. Out of all the options provided by the division heads, the Physics division is ordered to study the use of AI in administrative capacities, the Sociology division is ordered to come up with ideas for how to better unify the Tradiarch species under the Not Holding Company, and the Engineering division is ordered to research how to improve on our current kinetic weapon technology. And now, let us order our science ship to travel to a nearby star, Alpha Centauri. This is certain to be an endeavor that will change the course of our history forever. While we're ordering ships, let's also get our construction ship, the Urban Gear, to build some mining stations in the Sun system. They're easy pickings, and every little bit helps. Here we are in the Alpha Centauri system. Tracker is going to start the survey by scanning the planet Alpha Centauri 4, the only habitable planet in the system. Tracker and their survey team has made a startling discovery. They have found alien artifacts on the surface of Alpha Centauri 4, mostly data storage devices, that point to a civilization called the Cybrex existing in this region of space around 600,000 years ago. Quite astonishing, as that would mean they traveled these stars long before the creators. The data retrieved from the artifacts also seems to suggest that the Cybrex were machines, and not individualist machines like us, but were instead connected and controlled by some kind of machine hive mind. Shocking stuff, to say the least. The newest of the data references something the Cybrex refer to as the Crusade, and that it was against some organic creatures. The when and why of this crusade isn't made clear by the data, but theories abound that this machine intelligence had some sort of warrior religion, although that probably raises more questions than it answers. What the Cybrex were doing on Alpha Centauri 4 also isn't clear, but based on the abundance of mineral resources of the planet, it wouldn't be a stretch to say mining is the likely reason for it. Other than the existence of an alien civilization, this cold and rocky planet also has a minor asteroid belt surrounding it, which would probably be interesting to study and profitable to mine. While the survey team is busy scanning Alpha Centauri 2, a planet made up entirely of rock and lava, Tracker has come to a conclusion. This system, even though it isn't particularly big when compared to other systems known to exist, will still take months, if not years, to survey. Considering the number of systems known to exist in this galaxy is numbered in the thousands, the time it will take to survey even their local systems is unacceptably high. Given the importance of exploration for the company's expansion, they have begun to draw up the specifications for a new division of the R&D department. While R&D already has the Physics, Sociology, and Engineering divisions, a new one dedicated to exploring the stars and cataloging the information about them will need to be created. After a few weeks pitching their idea to Andromeda and the corporate board, Tracker's new Discovery division is created and filled with analysts, explorers, and all other personnel needed to assist in the goal of surveying the stars. Excluding an interesting origin and some mining potential, the planet of Alpha Centauri 2 isn't anything to write home about, and so the survey team presses on. Back at the Sun habitat, Andromeda is realizing that Holding's planned expansion will likely require the administrative staff to expand, which means they need a new place to work from, and the executives will require space to work and meet in. Previously, Not Holding didn't have an HQ, since each of the corporations that founded it already had their own headquarters, and their leaders simply worked at their already existing office space and did meetings virtually. But now, with expansion imminent, and with encouragement from the Sociology division of the R&D department, Andromeda has decided it is time to centralize. For this purpose, a new Not Holding executive headquarters is being built on the Sun habitat, with the construction being overseen by Rob Bott. When it is built, the leaders and administrative staff of Holding will be able to work with never-seen-before efficiency. While they're at it, Andromeda has also begun to expand Holding Station. Currently a glorified shipwright and trade port, its potential for use as a base of extra resource extraction will no longer be ignored. New teams of asteroid miners have been established on the station and will begin traveling the stars, finding mineral-rich asteroids, towing them to Holding Station, and extracting everything of worth from them. This will bring in a small but noticeable amount of extra minerals into the economy, and the corporations that have been contracted to run this asteroid mining operation certainly won't complain. Alpha Centauri's twin stars are completely normal class G and K stars, And AC-1 is another molten planet whose only interesting features are some scientific phenomena of physical interest. But during those surveys, Tracker has been busy expanding and developing the Discovery Division. The division has not only been given the best explorers and scientists credits can buy, but they have also begun buying advertising declaring the infinite riches of space and the innumerable scientific opportunities to be found in working for the Discovery Division of Holding. While the extent to which these promises are true is debatable, they have the intended effect. Not only is Discovery flooded with skilled applicants, the public is now more pro-exploration than ever before, making increases to funding easier to get. Overall, this has had the result of making surveys quicker and more effective. The survey of AC-3 has been completed. It is a rocky world covered in a thick layer of permafrost and has a thin atmosphere, with its only positive trait being the existence of several geothermal vents accessible from the surface. If a base could be established on the surface of AC-3, then these could be exploited for energy production and scientific studies, but the cost of such an endeavor would be unprofitable. AC-5 is a barren world that has an atmosphere filled with toxic gases, although whether that has a natural or artificial origin is impossible to say. Other than some scientific potential, it is another uninhabitable rock. But what's more interesting is Proxima Centauri, a companion star to the two binary stars in the center of the system. According to our data, this isn't actually that uncommon, especially with this type of smaller star. But the sight of it is still memorable, nonetheless. Speaking of uncommon, when the survey is completed, Proxima Centauri is revealed to possibly have structures orbiting it. They are small, at least on the cosmic scale, and appear to be in a decaying orbit. Since approaching and analyzing the structures would take months, Tracker decides to leave them be for now and continues on with the survey. When the survey of Proxima Centauri b, the first of Proxima Centauri's two orbiting planets is done, another anomaly is detected. This barren planet, due to its unusual orbit, is tidally locked, meaning one side of the planet always gets sunlight and the other side never gets it. While worthy of further investigation, it, like the star's anomaly, would take months to analyze, and so Tracker also leaves this mystery behind for now. With the wealth of experience this expedition has given Tracker, they have developed new skills. All of the time they have spent with the survey team solving problems and analyzing data has given Tracker a reputation for having frequent so-called bursts of inspiration. They now think of solutions to problems or avenues for research out of nowhere, giving more credence to those who say they already have a natural intuition for scientific research. With this new ability, our research is sure to accelerate. The Discovery Division is expanding yet again to include specialized training programs. Now, Tradiarchs who want to work for the division can enroll in training courses geared toward a particular profession that will allow them to go from uneducated and unemployed to working for Discovery with training in one of their integral professions. And whether they're going to be a researcher, a science ship pilot, or a survey team member, all of it will be paid for by not holding, or at least it will be for the most promising applicants. With the completion of the survey of Proxima Centauri c, a fairly normal gas giant, the entire Alpha Centauri system has been surveyed. Overall, the impression the survey team has is that while the system has moderate scientific and economic value, it isn't anything exceptional. But if all of the expeditions go as smoothly as this one did, this whole space exploration thing will be a piece of baked organic sustenance. All that remains is for the leadership of Holding to decide where their science ship, renamed to the Vitality, should go next. as you've heard, Tracker and the Knots Vitality is heading towards the Procyon system to do another survey, and our construction ship is heading to Alpha Centauri to assemble an outpost station, which will put the system under our control and allow us to exploit its resources. Along with that, we have a new ship class, the Explorer, which is essentially an upgraded science ship. The most important upgrade is the Advanced Analysis Laboratory, which increases the ship's chance to spot anomalies considerably. While Tracker will continue to use the Vitality, all future explorers will use this ship, which doesn't have a name currently. If you have any ideas for a name, I would like to hear them in the comments section. As for now, we'll begin building an explorer ship at Holding Station in preparation for another expedition. The executive's plan to increase consumer happiness has finally been executed and will be going for the next decade. While it's going on, the leaders of Holding have decided to provide all available support to the Discovery Division. This support includes resources, personnel, and influence that will allow Discovery to conduct surveys at the fastest possible speed. Soon, our scientists will go out en masse to the stars and catalog every nook and cranny for the glory of science and profit. While we're waiting on the urban gear to build the outpost, new information has just come in. While Rob Bott's past as an astrominer is well known and even celebrated as part of their champion of the people reputation, it has just been leaked to the public that they have also spent time as a commanding officer aboard a ship in the Not Inc. Asset Protection Fleet. And yes, I do mean Not Inc., since they were promoted to COO when Holding was formed. Anyway, Rob apparently withheld this information from the public because they didn't particularly enjoy their service, and believed their reputation as a pure administrator would be damaged if people knew they spent most of their service to Not Inc. in their navy. But, to their surprise, many Tradiarchs gained more support for Rob after this became public, especially crew aboard the many new ships flying around Holding's space. After this leak, Rob has felt more confidence intervening in the shipyards owned by Holding, decreasing the time needed to build ships and increasing the training of our Void crews. With this new focus on expansion, the Discovery Division has made the suggestion to the executives that a large expansion in the population will be required to fully exploit the newly surveyed space. While the Replicators Union, a sort of non-profit organization, constantly ensures the automated Tradiarch assembly instruments are fully supplied and maintained around the clock to create new units, they could always use more support. To that end, Andromeda has started to support the Replicators in a bid to increase their production. For now, this simply means releasing statements via the PR team promoting the importance of their mission, although this will still increase their efficiency. It will convince more people to donate to and join the Union, which will assist in their mission considerably. These actions have led some to jokingly refer to Andromeda as some sort of fertility preacher, but this support will no doubt benefit the Tradiarchs in the long run. The Urban Gear has finally built the outpost in the Alpha Centauri system. Now, it will start the process of construction of the various extraction and research stations necessary to fully utilize all of the system's opportunities. During this, the Vitality is still surveying the Procyon system, which also happens to be a binary system. Let's hope it is as bountiful as Alpha Centauri. It seems that Alpha Centauri isn't the only system with anomalous phenomena. While survey crews were conducting the survey of GF 53-59-C, an asteroid in the system, density scans of the object weren't matching the predicted results by a wide margin. After further investigation, the density of GF 53-59-C was found to be inconsistent, with a high density mass in the center surrounded by a low density material consistent with other asteroids nearby. Upon deliberation, Tracker's professional opinion is that the mass is likely some kind of machinery. While they and their survey team were eager to investigate further, they also acknowledged that excavating the asteroid to get to the center would take at least 4 months, the length of several surveys. Tracker and the Vitality will be ordered to continue their survey of the system and leave another anomaly for later. We finally have the first Explorer-class ship, ready for deployment. With the ship fully constructed and its survey crew aboard, all that remains is to assign a scientist to serve as the ship's commanding officer. While there are a lot of promising candidates, a Discovery Division scientist named Bracer is chosen. They have a reputation for perfectionism and a humorless dedication to science, which will benefit our expedition. The ship, named the Knots Round Engine, will begin its expedition to the galactic south by surveying the Bernard star system for the glory of science. Tracker's survey of Procyon has led to some interesting information about Procyon 3 being discovered. A barren planet, it is notable for having a thriving ecosystem, but not on the surface below it. Underground, the survey team has detected the existence of creatures seemingly made up of minerals called lithotropics. They travel underground and eat minerals, creating large caverns they use for living space. Besides this planet, there are 2 other interesting developments. First, the Discovery Division has expanded again. Databanks have been set up on the Sun habitat to assist the expeditions. Now, survey crews in science ships can record data about a planet. Researchers in the Discovery Division in their labs on the Sun habitat can analyze that data faster than the surveyors, and anyone in the R&D department can see and use that data at will. This will also be helpful for our research stations, for many of the same reasons. The second development comes from the Sociology department. After a year of research, sociologists have compiled a list of policy suggestions and projects to unify the Tradiarchs under the Not Holding Company. These recommendations are everything from what propaganda to include in their advertising to what to subsidize. After this, they are instructed to begin researching how to better manage our already quite substantive bureaucracy. Breaking news.
Complete.
The Discovery Division has expanded yet again, although this time for an interesting reason. One of the suggestions of the Sociology Division for their unification project is for Holding to invest more in education. This is because it is predicted that if the company is seen as providing more services to their citizens, like a government, their citizens will feel loyalty to them, like a government. The Discovery Division, upon hearing this proposal, jumped in to add their own spin on this. Their idea is to begin sponsoring the various vocational and technical schools, reducing the cost of admission and increasing the quality of the education of our society's finest minds. The benefit of this is to boost the quantity and quality of scientists the Discovery Division has to access. This will also help all of the R&D department. But the proposal seemed to overlook this. With the Discovery Division at the highest priority of the corporate board, the proposal got passed and the scientific community will thank them for it. While the Round Engine was surveying Bernard's Star 1A, the survey team discovered something unexpected. In areas of the planet where there isn't any magma, they detected the presence of an unknown element. When a surface team extracted some for analysis, scans confirmed it as a previously undiscovered compound. Per procedure, they sent all data about this discovery to the Central Discovery Databank, and when analysts there searched for its structure among all previous knowledge, they got a match in an unexpected place. Among creator documentation, there was a scientific paper on an element they called Philippium. In the paper, the creators detailed how Philippium contained an unnaturally high amount of chemical potential energy, and that it has various industrial and military applications. This element, which the survey team has nicknamed volatile motes, have been marked for exploitation, but due to their explosive nature, their extraction is currently impossible. For now, the volatile motes will remain on the planet until R&D can think of a solution. Finally, the Procyon system has been surveyed. While not as rich in raw resources as Alpha Centauri, it is still worth expanding into. Now, the expedition will head to Fururin to scout out the first of the 3 systems connected via hyperlane to the Procyon system. Upon entering the Tortortanant system, the Round Engine's crew's primary mission was to investigate what had been seen by probes sent out before the discovery of the hyperdrive. Once sensors on board sweeped the system, it immediately became clear that the probe's ludicrous data was correct. Near the center of the system, a massive structure, larger than the Sun habitat, floated in space. Scans of the structure revealed many things about it, such as its heavy armor plating, complex combat simulators, now ruined, and broadcasting arrays consistent with military command and control centers. Combined with the debris field surrounding nearly every planetary body, it is clear that this megastructure was some kind of central strategic command center and was ruined in some kind of battle for the system. Some in the Discovery Division are even suggesting it might have been made by the creators, although information about it is absent from the databanks they left behind. Creator in origin or not, some in the military hierarchy, including Abator, are dreaming of one day restoring this structure for our own purposes, although the technology required is far beyond what we currently have. But hey, it is in the nature of Tradiarchs to dream big. The final development in the Discovery Division has happened, although this one is more psychological than the others. After 4 years of expeditions, the Discovery Division has gained a certain reputation among the other divisions, and to a lesser extent, the public. While being motivated to do your job is usually rewarded in Tradiarch society, the personnel of Discovery have gone far beyond motivation. For almost everyone in the division, the exploration of the stars has taken on an importance and severity bordering on obsession, and many treat their job with a fanatical level of devotion. Even when their pay and benefits were lowered to accommodate more staff, their faith in the Discovery Division still held firm, and the people look upon their dedication with a mixture of admiration and alarm. Rumors that the division holds secret rituals to grant luck upon survey teams, however, are continually said to be completely unfounded. With the seeming completion of the Discovery Division, a new focus of the Tradiarch Society has been developed over the course of these 4 years. For as long as anyone can remember, Tradiarchs have been drawn to scientific discovery. We have spent our entire existence engaging in rapid technological development, but now that development has reached a new speed. A new sort of aspiration for technological ascendancy has taken hold in our society. As Tradiarchs are now even more obsessed with science than our ancestors, the ones who repaired the creator databanks, and our scientists are firm believers that this is the correct path. To celebrate this, March the 20th on the creator calendar will now be recognized by authorization of the corporate board of the Not Holding Corporation to be Discovery Day, in honor of the first expedition to arrive in a foreign star system. This corporate holiday will likely be copied by other businesses outside Holding, and Tradiarchs in the far future will remember this momentous day for all of time. But with this, we will leave off. So make sure to tune in next time for another episode of The Final Contingency. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Overhaul